Whispers on Christmas Eve. Hi everyone, hope you all are well and enjoying the festive season. Tonight's story is about another person who dared to cross the infamous haunted Whispering Hollow Road on Christmas Eve. What happened that night will make you think twice before taking a dare, especially when it involves a road with such a dark history. This is the story of Nathan, a man who desperately needed money and agreed to a bet he should have never accepted. So grab a hot drink settling by the fire, and let's dive into a story that will send shivers down your spine. It was Christmas Eve and Nathan sat in his car parked under a streetlight in his neighborhood. He held his phone in his hand. Zach's voice coming through loud and clear as he spoke. Come on, Nathan, it's just a road, $500 for an hour of driving. You've become the past, that's up. It's not just a road, Zach. Everyone knows what's going on. Whispering Hollow is weird. People have seen stuff there. Whose story's for kids? Who's not scared? Are you? Nathan cleansed his jaw. The truth was he was scared, but he needed the money. His rent was overdue and Christmas didn't bring much here when you couldn't afford a decent meal. Fine, I'll do it. You better have the 500 ready when I'm back. Deal. Don't check it out halfway, Nathan. Zach said before hanging up. Nathan tossed his phone onto the passenger seat and started the car. The heater struggled to warm the freezing air as he turned onto his Spring Hollow road. The street lights ended abruptly, leaving only his car's weak headlights to cut through the darkness. The road was lined up with tall, skeletal trees. The branches above formed a canopy, blocking out the stars and moon. Snowflakes drifted lazily down, covering the road in a thin, slippery layer. A few miles into the drive, Nathan started to relax. The road, despite its reputation, seemed normal. Just a long, empty road, bordered by trees. The occasional gust of wind rattled the bare branches above, but nothing about the place felt particularly eerie. This isn't too bad, he muttered to himself, keeping his eyes on the narrow road ahead. Sure, it was dark and quiet, but it was just a road. As the minutes ticked by, though the drive began to feel monotonous, the trees all looked the Nathane, and the road seemed to stretch endlessly into the night. The only sound was the hum of his car engine and the occasional crunch of snow under the tires. That's when he saw a young girl standing on the side of the road. She wore a pale dress, far too thin for the freezing cold, and her shoulders shook as though she was crying. Nathan slowed the car and rolled down his window. Hey, are you okay? What are you doing out here alone? Her face was pale, her eyes red from crying. I lived nearby. I hurt my leg, and I can't walk home. Nathan hesitated, glancing at the empty road ahead. All right, get in. I'll give you a ride. She climbed into the car. Nathan turned the heater up and started driving again. What's your name? He asked, trying to make a conversation. Isabel Harper. How old are you, Victoria? I'm 10, she said, staring straight ahead. Nathan glanced at her as they drove through the drive, silent room. Something about the situation gnawed at him. How did you hurt your leg, Victoria? And why are you out here all alone at this time? He asked, trying to keep his voice calm. Victoria didn't reply. She kept staring straight ahead, her face expressionless, as if she didn't even hurt him. Nathan shifted uncomfortably in his seat. The silence felt heavier now, but he decided not to push her. Maybe she was too upset or scared to talk, he thought, and he focused back on the road. They drove in silence for a while. The hum of the heater was the only sound. Nathan couldn't shake the feeling that there was something strange about her. Something he couldn't quite put his finger on. Her dress looked old, almost like something from a costume, and her pale hands rested stiffly in her lap, unmoving. It made him uneasy, but he shook the thought away. After a few minutes, Victoria pointed to a narrow path disappearing into the woods. Can you drop me off here? My house is just down the road. Are you sure? It's really dark. I can walk down with you. No. She fled. Quickly. Almost too quickly. It's fine. You don't need to. My house is just a little way down the path. Nathan hesitated, her sudden urgency catching him off guard. Are you sure? He asked again, glancing at the shadowy trail ahead. Yes. Thank you for the ride. Reluctantly, Nathan nodded and watched as she opened the car door, stepping into the snow. She limped towards the dark trail without looking back, quickly disappearing into the shadows of the trees. Nathan drove off after Victoria disappeared into the woods, shaking his head to push away the lingering anise. The road stretched ahead silent and empty, but he couldn't stop glancing in the rear-view mirror. However, within a few minutes of driving, a nagging thought made him stop. He thought, what if she didn't make it home safely? It's Christmas Eve after all. With a frustrated sigh, Nathan hit the brakes. He turned the car around and headed back, his headlights cutting through the dense woods until he reached the path where he had dropped her off. Grabbing his flashlight, Nathan followed the narrow trail into the woods. "Victoria? Are you okay? Victoria? Victoria?" There was no answer. He walked further, and the woods opened to reveal an old, worn-down house. Its windows were shattered, and the roof sagged under the weight of snow. A rusted sign of the door read, "Thompson Family Home." His flashlight beam swept across the ground and landed on something, a grief storm. Isabel Harper, 1965 to 1975. How could she have been in the car if she died almost 50 years ago and bolted back in his car? Jumped in and slammed the door shut. The engine rolled to life and sped down the road. Tonight, we remember the tragedy of Christmas Eve 1975. The Thompson family was found dead in their home. Their adoptive daughter Isabel Harper is believed to have brutally murdered them on Christmas Eve before vanishing mysteriously. Weeks later, her body was discovered in the garden, her legs badly mutilated. She was buried near the family home. The mystery of Isabel Harper remains unsolved. Some say her spirit still roams, whispering all the roads, looking for her next victim. Stupid video. Why isn't I turning off? He jumped out and looked around. But there was nothing. No one. He was sure that he hit something or someone. Catching his breath, he climbed back in. "What's happening to me? Are you listening? I've been trying to go for over an hour. This journey should have been nearly done. Do you want to know how I hurt my leg?" When authorities found the vehicle the next morning, the driver's seat was empty. Only faint footprints in the snow led backwards the Thompson family home. Like many others who dared to cross the Whispering Hollow Road, Nathan also never returned to see the daylight. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed the story. If you like it, please share with your family and friends. And I'll see you again with another creepy story. Until then, bye.